Welcome to the Alaska WIC program. WIC is the special supplemental food program for women, infants, and children. WIC is funded by the United States Department of Agriculture. This video will help vendors understand their role in the WIC program. As an approved WIC vendor, you're contributing to the nutritional needs of over 27,000 Alaska women, infants, and children. 4 tips when working with WIC clients. Treat participants with the same courtesy and respect as all other customers. Be friendly, courteous, and helpful. Personal participant information is confidential. Avoid discussing it with anyone. Be patient. Wic Warrants can take a little longer to process at checkout. Participants may have 4 warrants for each person they're shopping for. A mother shopping for herself and her child could have 8 checks.
Did you find everything you were looking for today?
I think so.
Make sure the participant separates his or her foods by warrant to avoid errors when you ring them up.
And may I see your ID, please?
Check the participant's ID. Be sure it's the same name listed on the warrant. Retain the ID while you complete the transaction so you can compare the signature on the ID to the warrant. Check the dates printed on the warrant. Do not accept a warrant before the first valid date or after the last valid date on the warrant. Compare the amounts and types of foods with the items printed on the warrant. Refer to the food list as needed. Write the total amount of the sale on the warrant. WIC participants are not charged sales tax. The participant must sign and date after you've written the total amount on the warrant. After the client has signed the warrant, do a side-by-side comparison of the signature with their ID. If your cash register does not print WIC on the receipt, you must write it. If a participant attempts to purchase an incorrect food item, bring it to their attention.
I see that you have 2 half gallons of 2% milk, but this is a whole milk warrant. Would you like some help getting this item?
Sure.
Be sure even your beggars know which foods are allowed under the WIC program. To help WIC customers identify which items are WIC approved, be sure and tag WIC items on all shelves.
Can I use this coupon with my WIC warrant?
Yes, I see this is a buy one, get one free.
WIC participants are allowed to use coupons and take advantage of store specials, just like other customers.
Oh, thank you.
If WIC customers are missing an item on their warrant, let them know. In most cases, they will purchase the missing item.
I don't see any eggs. You are allowed eggs on this warrant. Would you like to get some?
Yes.
Okay.
If the WIC items are entered correctly, but an incorrect total amount was written down, do the following to correct the warrant. Draw a single line through the incorrect amount on the warrant. The original amount written should still be readable. Clearly write the correct amount next to it. Be sure the correction is initialed by the cashier or manager.
I corrected this warrant. Can I get you to sign?
A WIC client does not have to purchase all items on a WIC warrant, except for baby formula. Remember, WIC clients must purchase all baby formula listed on the WIC warrant. This is a program requirement.
Can you please sign the warrant?
Fruit and vegetable vouchers are commonly referred to as FVVs. WIC participants receive FVVs monthly in the amounts of $6, $10, or $15. FVVs have specific rules about what foods are eligible. Refer to the food list as needed. Allow WIC participants to pay the difference if the total of their FVV purchase is over the amount printed on the FVV.
And I see this came to $10.21. The warrant is for $6. Would you like to pay the difference?
Yes.
No change may be given for purchases less than the voucher value. The actual amount of sale entered on the FVV must not exceed the amount printed on the FVV. Clients may combine multiple vouchers in a single transaction. If your community charges tax on food, only the self-paid portion should be taxed. Each WIC vendor is issued his or her own unique vendor ID number. In order for you to be paid for your WIC warrants, you must stamp your vendor number on the warrant in the box below the amount of sale. Before making your deposit, review WIC warrants for common mistakes such as missing, illegible, or incorrect vendor number stamps, warrant redeemed outside the valid dates, and incorrect or missing signatures. All vendors must have a checking account in order to deposit the WIC warrants. Vendors cannot sign a WIC warrant over to anyone else. Deposit all warrants within 60 days of the first valid date printed on the warrant. Warrants deposited after this period will not be paid. The Wic banking contractor screens all warrants prior to payment. The Wic banking contractor will verify that Wic warrants are error-free and cashed within allowable limits. Warrants without errors are paid promptly, and the vendor's account will be automatically credited. Wic warrants with errors will be returned to the vendor unpaid, with the reasons stamped on the warrant. Warrants must be received at the Wic banking contractor's address within 90 days of the first valid date on the warrant. Some warrant errors can be corrected, while other errors cannot be corrected. For more information, refer to the Wic Vendor Manual or contact the vendor staff at 907-465-3100. The Alaska Wic program is administered by the Alaska Department of Health and Social Services. It receives funding from the United States Department of Agriculture. This video produced by the Wic program and the Alaska Department of Health and Social Services.